If any of you ever wondered, man, how do you get the kids, the wife, the marriage, the business, the real estate, Cardone Ventures, the 10X Health System, the foundation, how do you have all that? Take care of yourself. Anybody ever wonder? Well, I'm going to tell you. Who wondered? Nobody wondered? Damn, man, I get a lot of shit done. I surprise myself sometimes. I'm like, how did I get all that done? And Jared and I were talking about this earlier, maybe 3 weeks ago. And Jared's like, Grant, look, you're basically a manager. You're a super manager. Okay? How many of you heard me talk about being a micromanager? Like I micromanage. I want to know what's going on with the event. So I'm going to share with you, they're going to bring a flip chart up here. I'm going to share with you a system that I use for getting a lot done. How many of you'd like to get more done? Say 10X. How many of you think you could get more done? Oh man, that's sad. How many of you think you could get more done? Yeah. How many of you think you would get a lot more done if you started winning more often? Oh, dude, like nobody's telling you guys the hack, the super hack. So look, there's basically a system, man. Everything for me operates in a circle. Okay, I'm gonna have some idea. Okay, my system, the management system that I'm talking to you about is the ability to manage an idea until it becomes what you call manifestation. Right? The people talk about this law of attraction. I'm like, bro, it ain't a law of attraction. It's a law of actions. There's a system of actions that you either take or don't take. Because you could sit there and say, I got this idea, and I got that idea, and I got this idea, and I got that idea, and I got that idea, and that idea, and I'm going to be this, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and you ain't going to do nothing. And you could hit a knee and pray. Okay? You could be playing a football game. Both teams are praying. You know that, right? Alabama and Georgia, both. Hey, man, God, please help the best team win. That's us. And the other, Alabama's always, please let the best team win. Okay? Yeah, guess what? One team is going to win based on the system, the plan, and the execution, and it will have nothing to do with God. God gave you the ability to be on the field, play the game, and make your choices. The rest is up to you. How many agree with that? So you can have a bunch of ideas up here fluttering around and never do anything with it, never manifest the idea. So your job in 2024 is to become a super manager, not a manager of people, just people or data or analytics or advertising or marketing. All those things are management activities of a household, a budget, etc. Okay, your job is to figure out how to turn the invisible. Only in your mind do you have this idea. Everybody agree? How many of you have an idea right now? 10X. No, come on. How many of you in the room right now have an idea in your head? You got to have an idea. Shit, what else is in there? It's blank. Well, good. Come up with an idea. Any idea. Okay? Think of a black and white giraffe. 50 foot tall. You got it? It's an idea. Now the question is, how can you turn an idea into something concrete, real? How do I turn, I'm going to become a bank and make that a reality? How do I get in the health business because it's $1 trillion screwed up business, messed up? When I watch COVID, I'm like, man, somebody's got to fix this shit. This is stupid. People running around with masks on, putting up plexiglass on both sides of them, like that's going to stop a virus. I'm like, this is insane. In the insanity is the opportunity. Everybody agree? So we were like, I got an idea. Let's say the idea is I'm going to build $1 billion business, but I'm broke. See, the ability for you to then take this idea without having any specifics. I don't have the concrete yet. I don't have the how-to, the what-to. Hey, man, how would I build $1 billion business? Well, first, who do I need? What do I need? What do we need to add? Everybody agree? But most importantly, how can I stay with this idea until it becomes something concrete? How could I turn my liabilities or my limitations into corporations? How could I turn or manage a concept into something concrete? How can I turn something I hate? I hate sales. How many have been in a selling situation before and you're like, I hate this job? Never? Fuck, I hate sales 90% of the time. Because 90% of the time I don't win. Okay, Michael he's like the 10% is so good, he don't care going through the hate wall. You guys understand? But how many of you've been disappointed in a sales situation before? Anybody in the room other than me? Okay, if you guys haven't been disappointed, you ain't doing nothing. Or your dreams aren't big enough. You see, the idea, okay, is going to hit resistance. Disappointment, discouragement, failure. It's going to blow up in your face. Like when I got in sales at 25 years old, I hated it. I did not like anything about it. I didn't like meeting people. I didn't like greeting people. I didn't like asking people to buy. I hated all of it. That was the idea, by the way. Do you understand? The idea was, I hate this job. How could I make it easier where I don't hate it? I basically leaned into the hate and turned it into a business. I ended up becoming one of the most sought after sales speakers in the world. The guys I studied, the Brian Tracy's and the Tom Hopkins and the Zig Ziglars, I become the thing that I hated and resisted. Do you understand? I turned the idea into something that could pay and take care of me, my family, and my employees. When I built my business up and I'm like, I want to expand the business, I want to scale the business, I don't want to just keep doing sales, I don't want to run around the country and simply trade time for money. How many of you are tired of trading time for money? How many of you would like to get money without trading the time? How many of you would like to trade no time and get more money? Exactly. I'm like, how do I do that? Okay, so I have an idea. How do I get passive income without doing the work? Oh man, I start studying passive income. I'm committed to this idea. I don't know how to do it. I don't know where to go to do it. I don't have any examples. Every single person that I bring up here for the next 3 days is a super manager. They were able to manage a concept in the movie business, the arts, athletics, media, okay, in coaching, like across every different aspect and vertical of business. They were able to take an idea that was only formed in their head and turn it into reality. Not once, not twice, and not in one industry, but multiple industries. How do you manage your ideas into reality? Do you guys even know? Have you ever even thought about it? Right? No, what you think about is I got to manage a piece of data. And that's important too. Everybody agree? I got to manage people. Yeah, you do. You got to push people, man. How many of you consider yourself a pusher of people? You got to push people. You got to know what target. What is the target? If you've ever been to any of our business boot camps, who's been to a 10X Business Summit? Man, you got to go to that. This is all about targets. Ideas are targets. Ideas are simply targets. I want my wife. I want her to look like her. I want to have 2 kids. By the way, if you read the 10X Rule, that book was written before we had the kids. If you read anything I did before that, I wrote about Elena before I had Elena. See, it's all the same thing, man. How do you manage a budget? How do you manage time? How do you manage ideas? How do you manage people? How do you make sure you get done whatever you want done? How do you manage it? In fact, does somebody have my phone? Can somebody bring me my phone? I need to look up this word. Like, what does it even mean to manage? Most managers don't even look this word up. They don't even know where the word comes from. You think it's a planning or a meeting. I'm going to sit down and talk to people. How many of you see managers doing this? Talking, planning, strategizing, and doing nothing. Okay. Let me see. Look up the word management.
Here's some information.
Not management. Man, Siri never understands me. Manage. Okay, manage. I look up words all the time because I don't know everything. I'm curious. What does it really mean to manage? It means to be in charge of a company, establishment, or undertaking. To be in charge of an idea. I'm in charge of. I don't be in charge 1 second. You got to be in charge the whole time. Like from here to here to here to here to here to resistance to disappointment to discouragement to COVID to governments to shutdowns to bullshit, Joe Biden, Donald Trump, all the craziness. You got to be in charge of the whole concept, right? Also means administer and regulate. To administer and regulate, like cash flow or cash. How many of you know people in a business? Maybe it was you. You're in a business, but you did not know how to manage the cash flow. Or maybe you gave somebody a bonus when you shouldn't have given them a bonus. You should have given them a kick in the ass. You gave them a bonus when you should have fired them. Okay? To be strong or hard on people. Is that to manage? If I'm going to manage a horse, right? Or anything, if I'm going to manage dog training, I need to be the alpha over the dog. Maintain, listen to this, another definition. Maintain control or influence over a person or an animal. How many of you were taught control is a bad thing? Hey, you're a micromanager. How many in the room have been called a micromanager before? You got too much control, you're a control freak. How many control freaks in the room? Give me a 10X. You goddamn right I am. I am a freak about control. I love control. I want control. I want control of the car. I want control of the boat. I want control of the skis. I want control of the kids. I want control of the schools. I want control of my money. I want control. I want control of the government, the treasury, education. How many of you want more control? Okay. Would managing or administering, regulating, maintaining control or influence over, control the use or exploitation, okay? Succeed, new definition, succeed in surviving. Manage, I succeed in surviving and attaining one aims, okay? Hey, I'm gonna build the largest real estate portfolio, a $40 billion, maybe 100, with Sabrina's help. I think I got time for 40 for sure. I'm gonna build a $40 billion real estate portfolio, the largest real estate portfolio in America, and do it without using banks and institutions. That's an idea. Never been done before. There's never been done before, so there's no system, there's no do A, B, C, and D. I got to go create the A, B, C, and D, and I got to manage a bunch of people through the cycle. How many think I'll pull that off, by the way? Okay? We will educate 1 billion children online at the Grant Cardone Foundation for free. How many think I can pull that idea off? If I manage it, if I survive through disappointment, discouragement, if I persist no matter what. See, what I'm talking about is managing, folks, okay? And for the last year, I've been working on a system of management to share with you. We created a new program that we're releasing this year at this event called the 10X Sales Manager. Because to get more income, you need a manager, right or wrong. How many of you have a manager now at your company? You're like, dude, that guy could use some help, okay? He's not gonna get better until you become a manager. Everybody agree? How many of you in the room would like to get more time out of your schedule? You either create it or you manage it better, one of the two. How many of you would like to know exactly what target you should be going for today, not all the distractions that come up in your way? See, the ability to decide, I don't need to worry about that today, I don't need to worry about that today, I don't need to worry about that today, this is the only thing I need to do today. If you've ever had an assistant, most times the assistant is bringing you problems prematurely that's not necessary. Like, that's tomorrow, dude. That's next week. That's at 12:20 this afternoon. Why are you bringing this to me right now? I don't care. The only thing I care about right now is this. And that's how you get more done. But you have to become a super manager, okay? And I'm talking about your career. Yeah, I'm talking about your job. I'm talking about your dreams. I'm talking about your life. I'm talking about your household. I'm talking about, can you show this image? Because this is what it looks like. Pop it up, Jared. I have an idea. I get attention for it. I generate leads. I nurture those leads. Who is going to manage that activity? You guys understand, when I'm going for this target, 98% of the time, I'm failing. Like for us to get you in this room today, if you divide 5,000 by 0.02, 5,000 divided by 0.02, I had to get 250,000 people to know about this event to get you to show up for the event. Plus, I needed to follow up on most of you more times than you wanted me to follow up on you. How many of you actually deleted my emails? You're like, block Grant Cardone's emails. You're like, shit, it's enough. I love the guy, but it's enough. You know why I do that? Because you would not be here if I didn't do that. Congratulations, you got here, okay? But the truth is, my team got your ass here. We got you here. We're the ones that told you about this event. We created this event. This was not your idea. This was our idea. And we sold that idea and persisted until you went through all your challenges, time, money, resistance, family, issues, whatever you went through to get here. How many of you went through something to get here? See, we managed that activity while we managed $5 billion worth of real estate, $7 billion worth of partnerships, 10x health system, expanding at like 40x levels. We did all that while we did this. All of you here can do more, okay? I know you can. That's why I'm here. But you got to get a management system. You got to get a management system for these wheels, for this part of the wheel, for your idea. How do you keep it there, hold it there? Maybe you're going to implement or execute on one idea right now, but you got this other idea over here simmering. How do you actually get attention and make sure you're actually getting attention? How do you nurture the leads, man? What about the ones, everybody wants to talk about the ones that bought. How about the ones that didn't buy? They're better and bigger and more opportunity with the people that did not buy than did. There's more people not here. Would you agree? I'm like, 5,000 people here, man. That's a big room, man. But shit, there's 8 billion people on this planet. So that's why we went free with the online, to make sure everybody could have this. They could share it with their families so I could get it to more places. So I don't know if we have the bubbles back there. How do you scale this concept so it's acceptable to everyone, media, banks, institutions, so that I can invite superstars on this stage and they don't feel like they're at a sales and closing event or just a marketing event or just an influencer's event? Over the next 3 days, my goal is to make sure, number one, that you have an experience that, one, is not easily duplicatable. Okay, look around. Okay, we do this event. The money we spend on this event is for you to look around and say, shit, it's hard to do one like that. And number two, and most important, before I bring Jared up, number two is to give you an experience that you can't shake away, that you can't get rid of, that you can't easily forget. The people that I'm going to be sharing with you over the next 3 days, look for how they have a superpower called management. They're all managers. None of them are called managers. None of them have ever been called a manager, but every one of them have this superpower that they've been able to scale into other industries, taking something invisible, something they'd never done before, and turn it into a reality.